What is up, you guys? Real quick from the cell phone. I was in Nashville for the last 4 days at a mastermind that was so deep for me. It really helped me expand some thoughts that I've been on, and it really was beautiful to be in a room full of other people that were pursuing some very big things, some numbers in business that seem impossible. And so getting in a room and working with these people that were already achieving it, things that I want to achieve, was making things very real to me. But there's something that became very apparent to me and really solidified some of my own beliefs after pursuing goals my entire life, pursuing dreams. I've been a very big dreamer my entire life and going after very big goals. And with that, I've also, in my career, that's part of what I do, is help people establish their goals and help them map out plans so they can actually accomplish those goals, those dreams and ambitions that they want to achieve. And what became very real to me was when we're setting our whys, that's a question that we always ask ourselves, well, what's your why? Why do you want to accomplish this? Because when we can be rooted in a why that matters, when you have those rough days, when you emotionally don't want to do things, we can track back to the why, and that helps us do the thing that helps us get to the goal on days where we really don't feel like it, which will be a lot of days quite often. And so what I've really found in myself is that any why that's outside of myself is not a real why. It's actually just a goal. And so this is what I mean by that. If you want your business to explode, or you want to lose 50 pounds or 100 pounds, whatever that is, losing 100 pounds is a goal, but it's not your why. Buying a fancy car or a house or retiring your mom or your wife, those things are goals. They're very, very important, and we need to have goals at the forefront of our mind as well. But we need to peel back layers to the whys of why we want to accomplish those things. Why is it actually important? And I had a young man come up to me at this event. He doesn't know me from Adam, but he approached me. I'd met him the night before at the meet and greet. And he comes up to me, he's like, man, I need your help establishing my why. I found that fascinating for he's probably 10 years, 12 years younger than me, but he, some type of frequency had him seek out a wisdom that he didn't have, that he knew he could come to me and he could ask me this. And he goes, I need your help establish your why. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And he goes, I hear all these other people's whys and things like that around the room, and I love them, but they don't really do it for me. Like, a house is great. I want a house and I want a car and I want these things, but like they don't really do it for me. And I'm like, yeah, man, exactly. Like, we can get in rooms also and start having imposter syndrome of, just because other people who have been successful and are successful or more successful than us are doing that we tend to copy what they're doing because it's worked for them, so it can work for me. But that's not how it works. And I was explaining this to him, and I said this to him. I said, those are goals. Those things that they're saying are goals. And I'm like, your why is inside of you. And he didn't quite understand at first. And so he asked me, he's like, man, well, what's your why? And I will be 100% honest. I've never sat down and tracked out what my why is. But in that moment when he asked me, I knew exactly what it was. And I said, because this is who I am. And he paused for a second. Even I paused for a second. And he's like, well, what do you mean by that? And I said, I know that this is who I am, and I can trust that where I'm at in my life right now is where I'm supposed to be. And so that means what I am doing is what I'm supposed to be doing. And because of that, I can set the goals bigger because I want to accomplish my full potential. If I've been gifted a bigger potential or a full potential in my life, like, for me, that's what I want to pursue. And so being me isn't outside of myself, it's within me. And so I can trust where I am. I can trust the things I'm working on. I can trust the journey that I'm on because it's who I am. My why is because this is me. And I know that will help you. And so in that moment, he was like, you could tell it was tracking, but it was a lot. And it is a lot. It's a lot for me to think about too. And there's like some bigger words and things that go into it, like our teleological existence and our ontological existence, meaning our ontological existence is that's who we are. Our teleological is often what we do. But I believe as we continue to move into the things that you're actually supposed to be doing, that those things merge into one thing, that they're not separate, because there's no separation in that, because what I do then is actually part of who I am. And we've always been taught the opposite of like, this is just what I do. That's not who I am. Don't define yourself at what you do. And I agree with that to an extent. Because there is a line where you get so aligned with who you are that also is part of what you do. And there's no separation in that. That's powerful. That's where true impact and change starts to happen. That's where when you come in contact with people, things start to happen. That's where even that conversation with that young man was part of what some people would have said teleological existence, what I do, but it was actually part of my ontology. Being in that moment was who I am. Being there doing that was who I am. So I can trust that. And so when you're searching out your why, remember that your why is not the same as your goals. Because the goals are just things. They're very important. But the true driver, the things that really pull you from the inside, those are your whys. It's part of who you are. That's going to stimulate the true transformation in your life. Live beyond average, everybody. Have a great day.